the time on the radio this beautiful afternoon. It is the very last day in the month of January. We thank God. We started just like last night and we're here again. Looking forward to a brand new one tomorrow. It is the very last one for the month. We call it Complete Sports on Melody 100.7 FM this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Welcome to the show. My name is Richard. The finance is here. Of course, it feels good to be here. Let's talk sports. Because I do it every time we come on through every Saturday like this. It's all about all of the different action from different sporting communities. It's not just football here. We do everything sport. And of course, we do everything that has to do with sport. We're going to be looking through something very, very important because we started just like yesterday when we were talking about this matter, Bam Bam and I, and now it's degenerating to the fact that not just the Super Falcons are not playing, Falconers are not playing their game in Nigeria again. The 3SC are the verge of losing their status as a team that will be playing the Lagos Salami Stadium. They have to be playing elsewhere. Right? That's the situation. We look through that matter, all of the actions here and there. We look through the action attraction segment which brings the events, all of the league actions all around from Europe. And don't forget CAF Champions League, CAF Confederations Cup going down as well. Look through these one after the other. So thank you for joining in this beautiful afternoon. Welcome to the show. My name is Pretty once again. Of course, I've got the boys here. Daniel Adiemi in the building. And of course, Bola Igufem also in the building. Let me welcome the guys first. We'll begin with something that is exigent right about now. Daniel, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Depends on where you're coming from.
Most definitely. Anyway.
Good afternoon to listeners and viewers out there. It's good to be back on Complete Sport.
All right, Bam Bam. The Bola Igufem is also in the building. Welcome.
Good afternoon, fighters. Good afternoon, Daniel. Good afternoon to all the listeners out there. It's nice to be on the program today.
Most definitely. Let's begin this way.
This passing shot looked pretty easy, but under the circumstances, that was so good.
It was the little step she took as well, Sabalenka.
Well, she's got to do everything.
Right there. We talked about these all of yesterday. What would happen? What could happen? What might happen? We talked about them yesterday, and now it is the way it is. And of course, the Australian Open rounded up this morning for the women, and of course, just like some people didn't believe it was going to happen, that is exactly how it happened between Aryna Rybakina and of course Aryna Sabalenka. So right now, the champion is Aryna Rybakina, winning 4-6, 6-4, 4-6. That's how he ended. I mean, Bam Bam, you said it was going to be Aryna Sabalenka, but now it is Aryna Rybakina.
Yeah, both for the male and the female, we've seen shockers. And honestly, I am so happy for Aryna Rybakina. 2023, both of them faced, and it was Sabalenka who won it. Now 3 years afterwards, Aryna Rybakina, she's doing well for herself. Eventually clinching that one, the Australian Open. What a way to start the year in tennis. World number 5 now. Definitely, I know that this would push her. But both of them actually did well. I mean, since 2008, this is the first time we're seeing two female tennis players not dropping a set till they eventually got to the winner. And when you look at her route to winning, Jessie Pegula, she defeated them right there. And one other top star, I think it was Coco Gauff. Coco, she also dropped Coco Gauff. So she has really done well. She has come a long way for herself. So for Sabalenka, she won it the last time. Every time it's not Christmas like we always say in Nigeria. But for Elena Rybakina, we've still got how many Grand Slams? 3 more Grand Slams. 3 more Grand Slams to go. And if she can eventually clinch maybe 2, because this is the first. If she clinch 1, definitely she's going to move to 3 or 2, world number 3. But Aryna Sabalenka, she still shows that she's so dominant in tennis because still getting to the finals, even when the world number 2, the world number 3, world number 4, they dropped along the line, but she still got to the final. She showed how dominant. But I'm happy for this lady, Elena Rybakina. And she said, hopefully we get to see more finals. That was what she told them, Aryna Sabalenka. And hopefully, because we still got 3 more Grand Slam right there,
And it was a great battle, not just a win. It was not, because we've been seeing easy ride for the females before now, but the final really lead up to the billing. It was a final.
I think it was actually the final we all expected, and I think for Sabalenka, everybody was on her side. She's got a reputation, she's got the fitness until the final. When it comes to the final, like every other sport, it's all about who's more in the game, and that was what happened yesterday. It wasn't much of a gap, but at the end of the day, it shows very well that Rybakina was more, let's say, more into the game, because I feel like Sabalenka was I don't know, she was a bit down yesterday for some, because I watched a little bit of the highlight, some of her runs, some of her serves. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just a final that is not meant to be hers. For the younger lady, she shows that the strength is on her side, took advantage of that, and like Bam Bam said, there's still more Grand Slams to go. But the most important thing for the lady is that she's starting the year on a very good note, so she can go on to build on that.
I just also add that this is a second Grand Slam, so it's a build up to a great high for her.
She's just coming up. She'll get better. All right, so all eyes on the men is going down, and of course the first Grand Slam of the year. Carlo Alcaraz, the one that doesn't smile, blood on his eyes if you look at his face, and of course Novak Djokovic, the one who's chasing the 24th Grand Slam. Everyone has been chasing that one. Whoever chased it didn't ever get it. Talking about McGregor's record. Will he go the way of the man chasing 24th Grand Slam, or the way of the one that doesn't smile? Carlo Alcaraz.
Alcaraz all the way. Let's be honest with ourselves. Even the boss is, the legend himself is shocked that he's made it this far. And to be honest, I think it's a very good final. Very, very good final for Australian Open. They will like this kind of final. It will sell anywhere in the world. They will get all the views, all the attention they want. But eventually, I don't know how Novak is going to match that guy's energy. I don't know how he's going to match the strength of that guy, especially if the game gets to get stretched. So we can go back and forth on his record, his reputation, talk about Novak, his record, his reputation and all of that. But we know, like you always say, Omoton Sonsi, is Alcaraz. And there is no any analysis you want to put around it. At the end of 90 minutes, the only shocker there will be Novak winning, not Alcaraz winning. It won't be a shocker. Come on, it won't be a shocker. And Novak Djokovic winning will be the shocker. Where everybody will be like, wow, eventually he's done
somebody that has won 23 Grand Slams.
It's no more his generation, and Baba is just enjoying longevity, which is very good for him. But for Carlos Alcaraz, sincerely speaking, I don't know. It's not. There is no way he's going to lose a game like this tonight.
Again, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Most people didn't think Jannik Sinner was going to lose to Novak.
Well, the truth is, Jannik Sinner and Alcaraz really said it. It's not the same hunger. It's not the same. I don't know where this guy got his home from. Like he set his eyes on something. Look at him. He set his eyes on something that is beyond what his peers are playing right now. Maybe what Jannik Sinner is playing for, or maybe what Novak is playing for. He's got his sight on something bigger, and he's gone in for it. So Novak on the way won't stop him. Sincerely speaking, he's always hungry. He's always looking hungry and hungry. So
even when he's winning,
so I don't see how Novak is going to get past this huge test when they come to meet.
Well, Daniel is saying he doesn't believe. I believe there could be shocker. I don't know why my mind keeps telling me that.
Just because of what happened in the female, I might be looking at it from that aspect. But in their head-to-head, Djokovic has actually won more games. But in the Grand Slam, Alcaraz has won more. But it was when Alcaraz started. That was when Djokovic had the numbers. But immediately he picked up from 2023, 2024. In fact, in the finals of the Olympic, it was Alcaraz and Djokovic, and he defeated Djokovic.
Yes.
In the USA Open too, it was Alcaraz who also defeated Djokovic. So the recent head-to-head shows that, I mean, the younger one is the one in charge right now. But tennis is a different ballgame. I never knew that Zverev yesterday would have given Alcaraz a tough time, that it would last for 5 hours.
5 hours.
So that's the strength you're talking about, the guy. That if he goes to play that game against Novak, about my big one.
For someone who has been stretched, who has been stretched that long.
Okay, you think that will be against him? It will be weak.
That would be something working for Novak Djokovic.
But like I said yesterday, that immediately after the game,
he still went to the gym.
he was at the gym again.
That's what I'm saying.
After 5 hours.
Even Djokovic was looking
That's what I'm saying. He's young. He's got everything on his side. Sincerely, Novak is looking at him and like, oh my producer. The only thing that can actually help Novak going into this game is if the guy had picked injury that will maybe affect his serves and anything. Because this guy, I don't know, his serves are heavy. I mean, I don't know how Baba is going to do it. I know we talk about experience, we talk about, him being the almighty and all of this, but his generation is phased out. This is the era of the Alcaraz, the Yannick Sinner, and it's good to have a Novak Djokovic in the midst of those that mix. But I don't think he's in there to actually challenge against these guys.
Just to add that this is Alcaraz's first Grand Slam. He's chasing his first Grand Slam in Melbourne. That's in Australia. So, I mean, for somebody that's world number one and he has never won this, it's okay for us to say that this time he wants to win. For Djokovic, he's won 25 Grand Slams. It's enough for him. Let these young boys build their career to 23, 24 years.
It's not about late.
let him, because he's never won at Melbourne before. Let himself get one. Yannick Sinner has gotten one, and he's claiming that definitely tennis is world number one. So this is another way to boost his career. But for me, honestly speaking, that Alcaraz definitely is going to get a win. Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Of course, there are just a few hours to the game. I will be looking through that, and let's see. All eyes on the Aussie final, the first Grand Slam of the year. Of course, we have a whole lot of things to talk about in football, especially in Ibadan here, because it concerns us. But we're coming to that very shortly. But let's quickly talk about basketball. Yes, so that we can also talk about boxing. Yes, basketball actions are going down at the regular season of the NBA. But it's 8 p.m. tonight, 6 p.m. Nigerian time tonight. There will be Charlotte Hornets taking on San Antonio Spurs. But some games have been taking place earlier. Golden State Warriors defeated the Detroit Pistons 124. They lost to Detroit Pistons 124 to 131. Did you see that game, Bamba?
Yeah. The Detroit Pistons currently they are number one in the Eastern Conference, so it's quite understandable. I said it before that Golden State Warriors, just because they lack some of their key players, Seth Curry, Jimmy Butler, they've not been performing well. So for me, Detroit Pistons, they are another team, because this era of the NBA is the teams that we don't expect are the ones dominating. All of a sudden, Oklahoma City Thunder, since 2016, when Kevin Durant was there, they won the championship last time out. So this younger, franchise are the ones getting the momentum. Another game that struck me yesterday was Lakers yesterday, and they won the game. LeBron James put up 20 points, but Doncic was the best man. It was a showman yesterday. So I'm happy that they got the win, because they've not really been having wins most recently. And even his son too, LeBron James scored 4 points. At least let him just enjoy that.
Okay, to other results, of course, the Washington Wizards were beaten by LA Lakers 142 to 111, while Boston Celtics 112 to 93 against Sacramento Kings. New Orleans Pelicans were also better off 114 against the Memphis Grizzlies 106, and New York Knicks 127 to Portland Trail Blazers 97. In the game between Orlando Magic and Toronto Raptors, it was 130 to 120 in favor of Orlando Magic. Denver Nuggets 122, LA Clippers 109, and Phoenix Suns 126, Cleveland Cavaliers 113, and Utah Jazz 99 to Brooklyn Nets 109. So let's really look at what could happen tonight in the game Charlotte Hornets against San Antonio Spurs. Bam.
San Antonio Spurs, they are one of the best teams so far with Victor Wembanyama doing well so far. I said yesterday that Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder, and also San Antonio Spurs are the most dominant teams right there. So for Charlotte Hornets, just like I was, all these teams, they can't relegate, but they are not good enough. When last did they qualify to the next round of the championship? So for me, San Antonio Spurs, even they would win here.
Okay, all right. Let's go to let's just come back home a bit in other sport in badminton, where it's been confirmed that the Badminton Federation of Nigeria will conduct its election early March. With the process set to produce a new board under the supervision of the National Sports Commission Federal. Talking about Federation President Francis Obi disclosed this during a board meeting at a check-in of Hotel Abuja, where officials discussed governance, transition, athlete development, and funding challenges. Daniel, is when you hear about federations in Nigeria, what you always hear is athletes interest and all of that. But at the end of the day, you find out that all of these guys that head all this federation, they hardly even put the interest of the athletes. Like in the basketball, now he's been fighting for years. In the boxing game now, there has been a battle between NBC and the other one, LBF.
We always say one problem Nigeria always have is having the right people in right places, and at the right time. That's one massive problem, especially in sports. We have people, most of them are political appointees, or let's say much of the influence that actually determines the appointment comes from the political angle. And it doesn't help us. We've seen it over the years. So when for example, if you choose someone because of the loyalty or the closure or relationship with the Mr. So-so person in office, and you put them in one office where they are working with people who know the business very well, whether it's badminton, whether it's hockey or whatever it is, they know the business very well. But the number one doesn't know nothing. They will have to dance to his tune. If they are going left, he wants to show that he knows something also by saying we are going right instead. So it's one of the things that we're facing in sport in Nigeria. And there's nothing we can do to change that, because it's not an election that is thrown open to the general public to come and participate in. Until we start taking using the platform such like as putting people into office by putting their CV out there and let everyone see why this person is worthy. If there are 3-4 of them, put their CV out there why they are worthy to be in that. Not just that you just conduct an election, everything done indoor. There's no one that's going to come out and say we are against whoever you've put out to come and contest. In that kind of election, I feel people just come out to contest and say, okay, I have interest, and they put in their manifestos here and there, and they are elected. So it's not an open election, it's a closed door election, more like a selection. And once it's completed, it's the athletes who goes on the field that will suffer for it, because they are the ones who are being led by people who don't know the road. And it's very, very, it's very bad for us. It's because we don't have so much interest in what you are doing in terms of sport, except for football and maybe basketball in Nigeria. Other sports, as far as you are concerned, no one is covering it. No one is looking at what they are doing there until they go to Olympics and maybe they want a gold, and then before we start looking at who is this one, who is this president, who is that president. So it's not going to make any news. That's why they get away with most of the wrong appointment they make. But it is what it is.
It is what it is in Nigeria. God have mercy. Talking about it is what it is, and let's talk handball a bit now, because the hopes of the Golden Arrows, who happen to be the senior men handball team of Nigeria, have been dashed. Yes, their hope of qualifying for the 2027 IHF World Championship in Germany, and that has been ended now by Angola after they lost 25-20 in the 5th and 6th place classification match at the 27th African Men's Handball Nations Cup in Kigali in Rwanda. Of course, with this now, it means that they will not be part of the IHF in Germany, and the defeat not only brought Nigeria's campaign to a close, but that is the end of making it to the highest level.
Yeah, when they played against Senegal before Angola, they managed to win because they had to play a sent-off, and all of a sudden, I don't know how they gathered momentum, and they eventually qualified to the next round. And now against Angola, I know that Angola, when it comes to handball, they are top. They are very, very good. Sensational side. So against Angola, it was going to be tough because, you know, it's just like football where you qualify through like the best losers. You're going to face one of the best sides in Africa. So the guys, I think they've done their best. If they had won against Angola, they would have qualified to the World Championship. But it is what it is. It goes to show, just like Daniel said earlier, many things has to be done in other sports. It's not getting any better. It's just football. In fact, other basketball is nothing to talk about. Now handball, badminton, all of these sports for me are not relevant. If things are being done properly, it would be the best. But one particular guy, the captain of Nigeria side, is one player to look out for. He plays basketball alongside handball, and he's only 18, 19 years, and he's the captain already for the handball. So he's another sessional player we want to look out for. And hopefully, I hope he gets his recognition. Yeah.
Hope he does that. Hope he does. Well, let's end this part of the show. Let's end basketball. We talked about foreign basketball before, but let's bring it back to Africa, where the Basketball African League (BAL) has announced that its sixth season will tip off on March 27 at the Sunbet Arena in Pretoria, South Africa, and it will be culminating with the 2026 BAL finals on May 31 at the AK Arena in Kigali, Rwanda. The 2026 BAL season will feature the top 12 clubs teams from 12 African countries playing for the two games in Pretoria, Rabat, Morocco, and Kigali. So this season, the 12 teams will be divided into two conferences of 6 teams each. Of course, each conference will play a 15-game group phase, during which each team will face each other 5 times in each conference once. So the Kalahari Conference Group phase will take place from March 27 to April 5 in Pretoria. The Sahara Conference Group will take place from April 24 to 24 May, as well as the Prince Moulay Abdullah Sports Complex in Rabat. So 8 teams from across the 2 conferences will qualify for the playoffs in Kigali from May 22 to 31. Now, returning to South Africa, Morocco, and Rwanda for the 6th season speaks to the strong sporting culture and rapidly growing basketball ecosystems in those countries. This is according to the BAR president, Amadou Diallo Fall. I mean, we talked about Morocco doing everything for football. They are also in this one. This is not football. Prince Moulay Stadium is going to be, because that stadium is not just a football stadium, it's a total sports complex. Yes. It's going to be part of these. That's why I wanted us to end this segment with this sports story from basketball. I mean, just check out, that will be leading us to what is happening in Oyo State. We'll get to football now. Talking about facilities and how it can develop football. See Pretoria, South Africa. See Kigali, small Kigali. Kigali that once had issues of genocide. Yeah. See what they are doing in sports right now. Everything you talk about now, they go to Kigali to do it. Basketball, handball, even volleyball. But which one can we talk about in Nigeria here?
is why your voice is so low.
You think the time now.
But honestly speaking, I think that's one thing to look out for. Just like you said, we'll get to that Oyo State story. But for Morocco, when I saw the facilities, many people don't know that it's a full facility, it's a full sports complex. Yeah. So there's basketball, there's other sports, there's tennis, and all of it. As much as it might not be compared to the top standards, but at least in Africa, in quotes, yes, it's still very much okay. So for Morocco, they are way ahead. You see, they are being tipped for the 2030 World Cup. So they are preparing for it. Nigeria, we are never ready to hold. At some point, was it not the Commonwealth that we were about to see?
Yeah, we wanted to hold.
So we are never ready yet. Let's even start to host the not even competition. Not even WAFI, the sports, the one that national sports festival.
Okay,
let's host it properly, because the last one, it was nice at first, but later on we started to see different things. No water, no light, no power. You understand? So this is not how to run sports. This is not how facilities, infrastructure. This is not how sponsors will come. Just yesterday, I was listening to Amaju Pinnick talking with Sunday Olise. He was just talking like a politician, dribbling, not saying everything in total. Just try to.
Said if he was the president, Nigeria would miss.
Meanwhile,
his boy is the one that is there. And even under him, he missed the last one.
He missed the last one. So just try to.
Like knocking on
just try to exonerate himself. So everybody knows. All our leaders don't want to feel responsible for all of these things. Just like Amber, they will tell you that we hosted the All African Championship, one person, one medal. Is that all we should be talking about? It's not about one particular person winning a medal. That's not the success. The facilities is all that really matters. I said it before that the likes of Calvin Bassey, they were wild at the facilities of Morocco. So for me, Morocco is up there. For the BAL, a lot of improvement has to be done. And for Nigerian teams too, we see teams qualify to the BAL and they don't play really well. This team from Rivers, they're the ones always dominating, but now they are not the ones qualifying. It's the team from Lagos now going to represent Nigeria. So I hope they do well, because teams like Angola, Al-Ahly, Tripoli, those are the dominant side. They are Petro de Luanda, these are dominant side in the BAL game right there. But for Nigeria, we don't really see top sides. We don't really see top performance. But every African country, not even just Nigeria, have to emulate Morocco.
We have to emulate Morocco. That's what it means. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for being there. Of course, let's begin to switch. We've given handball, giving basketball, of course, tennis, and much more. Let's go to football so that we can keep it pumping. Plenty things to talk about football. But don't forget, 4 o'clock we get to the Bet Naija segment. Of course, what we're going to be discussing now in Ibadan, your state, is also part of what we look at in the Bet Naija segment this afternoon. Yeah, guys, we talked about it briefly yesterday, Bambam and I. We never knew it was going to come this way, because this morning we saw a letter that has been sent to the 3SC management. They should not be playing their match again at their fortress. I mean, you guys have always said they've turned this place to their fortress. Now the fortress they've been banned from the fortress. They have to go either to Lagos or go to Abeokuta now. That is the story. Because, the trending video, what has been trending video and picture has been very worrisome about Lagos Salami Stadium. You don't even know the color of the pitch. Sometimes it's yellowish, sometimes it's orange, sometimes we don't even know what is going on. Now the latest, before now we're gnashing our teeth for the fact that Falconers have been taken away from here to play their game. Now the latest is Shooting Stars will not play again. Look at the pitch. Look at the pitch. See, how can the pitch be like this?
Well, the funniest part of it are the guys online that are helping them to do some blue blocking jobs. Many of them are very funny. I saw one of them standing by the pitch side and taking a shot of the field. And he's saying, those of you online circulating bad picture. And I said, these are the kind of enemy of progress.
This same pitch that we are seeing.
You know, if I am one of the guys hired to do that job and they ask me to go and make that kind of video, I'll tell them my conscience will not let me sleep.
Imagine
if I pose and say this pitch is okay.
This same pitch we are seeing here.
That's why we said some MPFL teams don't know how to win away. Because the away pitch is only the home team that know how to use it. You know, and that's why you see a Super Eagles that is different at the AFCON. Because they are playing on a turf they are used to. The Lukman Ademola, the Osimhen. Not like they will play the ball to the left and then the ball will be going behind them. You see some fantastic goals from Ako Adams, Lukman Ademola. We've seen the best of these players because they were playing on the best stadium, some of the best stadiums in the world. And they were saying all kind of things about this stadium. Some are saying the picture circulating is last year's picture. Some are saying it's last season's picture and all of this. But those of us that are close to the place, we've been there. We know what it's like. We are not trying to, call damage 3SC here. But one thing we all just know is that if something is going to be good, it must be touched in a way. If we all kept quiet and start saying, no, MPFL, you can't do that, you can't take us out of room, and every media house starts saying, that's those rumors circulating, that DS's pitch is not okay, it's a lie. Do you want to remain here at this level? We know a lot of activities have been taking place in this on this particular top since the Oyo 50 began, and it's our home. Oyo 50 should be celebrated. Yes, but if you are going to celebrate on a stadium like this, you must prepare that stadium for that kind of event. This is coming. Look at the way dust is following player. This is coming.
I thought it was rain that was.
This is coming just days after the last activity that came up at the stadium of Oyo at 50. So I just feel the boys who are helping Shooting Stars, they are the one I'm speaking to this afternoon. They should see this as a way of as a way of the right message getting out there to His Excellency. That now that is their team will not be playing in front, you will not be able to watch them. Because we saw the governor watching them last year. He went to the stadium. Now that he won't get that privilege again, if he wants to watch them, he have to go and meet governor of Lagos State or maybe governor of Ogun State. That I want to come and watch my boys play, since the one I gave to them at home, they said it's not good. It will move the governor to do what is needful. And then God will have the governor that know how to act fast. I'm sure by now the governor has gotten the memo and is checking the papers and is consulting all the people that needs to be consulted and say, we need to stop this embarrassment once and for all. Because when we talk about A3SC in MPFL or even in African League, it's one of the top teams. So we don't want all this news around us. Now that we are having more like a little party, that the team is about to start coming up. So this is not time for anybody to be doing cover up. Yes, MPFL is not embarrassing them. There's nothing embarrassing in that statement. All what they have said is that the CAF officials have checked that stadium. It's not worthy to host international games. And MPFL to take their own too and they say, no, this is
where were they before?
Exactly.
No. Where were they before? It's not because they did not allow our Falconers game. That was why.
You see, let's not even come to that MPFL or something. We know that the most important thing is games are going, no parties. There's no team.
So we allow these games. I mean, the stadium to
play 19 games
on this stadium.
Let me ask, why is there only 19 games? That means in 19 games, they had like
the Falconer game. They are not coming out to say that
in that 19 games. That means they've had like 10 games in that stadium.
Yes.
10 different teams have come, see the stadium and return. Nobody complained.
Because there's a statute now in the MPFL.
All of them
that break down the league. Don't talk about
it. Exactly what I'm going to say. So those that can talk about it, they talked about it. They now feel like it's our time also to say something about it. I'm just passing message to the boys defending this stadium online. To you alone. Do what will make you
defend this thing. How can you defend this?
There is no way anybody will.
We are seeing this PC. See dust like
there is no way. They are saying these are picture of last season. We have seen the recent one.
This is not the game with Yimba game.
We have seen the recent one. They should not defend it. You know what they do? They will color grade it. By the time they take the picture, they will color grade. The way you can color grade, you are color bro. My grandma will say, "Kobo." By the time you color grade it, it will look green somehow, but it is not green. It's not good for anybody.
I don't know.
It's not good for
this one.
I'm sure the boys are happy now. The 3SC
boys go to
they will think like maybe this will make government finally look at this stadium, because as a footballer I want to play on a very good turf. We saw Bam scoring 5-6 goals the other day. It's not like a normal grass.
Side, I beg.
But I'm just saying you're able to score that goals because pass was getting to you. Not like you are shooting the ball and the ball is jumping into the control that can be on the field, that you will pass ball to the ball and it go and land with Lamadex. And Lamadex will say, I didn't ask for the ball.
The issue is, who is in charge of this stadium? Because if we say, and nobody should get us wrong, we are not knocking not the Shooting Stars, not even Oyo State government, because we know that the government released 5.5 billion to take care of some stadiums in Oyo State, including this stadium. Because the 5.5 billion is not just for Shooting Stars. This is a billion. Olubadan, yes, 5.5 billion. That was how much they used.
Renovation.
Yes, renovate Lagos Salami, Olubadan Stadium, Doba Stadium, some other, I think about 4, 5, 6 stadiums like that. So this is what the money can get us, this kind of pitch. Who is in charge of the management of this pitch is the person we are talking to now, or the people we are talking to. Not the government, not Shooting. Because Shooting Stars management don't have any power. This stadium is not their own. They are playing on this stadium belongs to Oyo State FA. So FA should be the one answering why this stadium remain this way. That is looking at where they used to plant cassava.
Now, first of all, I will blame MPFL. They are the cause of all of these things. You see, when it becomes national disgrace, that's when you see them sending letters to. That's when they are. Because I said it earlier when Daniel was speaking that the first half of the NPFL, about 9-10 games played there. Different teams.
Exactly.
Across the country, they came to that place. The NPFL, Binga, Lebele, all of them, they had representative watch some of these games. They did not say anything. Now, a FIFA World Cup qualifier game is set to hold, which CAF, because it is the organizing body of Africa, check the pitch and saw that, okay, we can't allow this, not for the public disgrace for FIFA, because it's a FIFA qualifier game. You cannot put this on FIFA website. Exactly. And now, CAF said this pitch is not acceptable. NPFL to not came.
Exactly.
Say, we have looked at it. You now came afterwards. It has, after games have been going, you've had the representative, because there's no way you will not see all of these pitches, because some of these games are being streamed. You now came afterwards and you now said, after checking it, after CAF. Now, do they have to wait for CAF or FIFA before they actually check
for us to be disgraced internationally?
Exactly. That's my own problem. Do they have to wait? Do they not do all of these things before games? Do they not check these games, check these pitches before? In fact, like I said yesterday, how many of our pitches are nice? All of them. Just only 2.
Maybe stadiums everywhere.
Your stadium. Your stadium is not even the best compared to Morocco Stadium. Some of the players
in Morocco, you can't.
Some of the players they find it uncomfortable. That's why sometimes we even get to hear that these players don't even win at home, because they find it uncomfortable. We saw one of the best football as Morocco there, with Nigeria springing 1, 2, 3 passes. So for me, even the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, everything is bad. But why I just don't like what NPFL is did is they now came to look at it just because some higher figure, and that's the problem we have in Nigeria.
Exactly.
People don't pick up.
They will not tell you there's a problem
until somebody
higher.
Now checks them, and now you now make them look like, okay, they are a dummy. That's what they'll now go and walk and check certain things.
Well,
because
just let's land.
And now to management of Shooting Stars and even the pitch itself. In Nigeria, we don't know how to manage pitches. Davido's concert, I said it. That concert, on that pitch, I was looking at it that this is where people play football. This is where we had the final. One time,
Liberty Stadium.
We had the final. And suites everywhere. People are on that pitch. People digging stage. Different things. So management of pitches is awful in Nigeria. And 2021 till this is 2026. Let's say 2025. That's about 4 years. And how much was released? 5.5 billion. About 1 billion was sent to the Lagos Salami Stadium for renovation. And so this is all we can get from it in 5 years.
Growing up, I get used to some things, and now that I'm of age and I know things better, it still scares me how we talk about billions, because sometimes it feels like I didn't hear very well. When you mentioned 5 billion,
you were asking whether you thought I was saying million.
Because I was thinking you're saying 5 million.
No.
Because I know what 5 million can actually do to a stadium like this. If it's properly invested.
It is 5 million.
I'm not talking about really building the stadium.
5 million we will not blame the stadium.
If 5 million is touching the stadium every month, not to put the whole stadium, maybe grass. It's because they just leave this things to.
What do you need 5 million to grass?
Like every week, rather. Every week. They go in there to just maintain the grass, not anything. How much does it take to put all this pipe they pass under the ground? Put these things here. Anyway, service them. See, run water.
One of the excuses they've been given is the fact that where Lagos Salami Stadium is located, it's very hard to get water. That they have to go as far as the neighboring area there before the water can get there.
So in the whole environment,
all of the billions that we have, we can't.
There is no way they can get water.
We're in Qatar that you desert. They have their stadiums are even more lush.
All these things they are all there in the papers. They are means of squandering money, because there is no water in the stadium. See how much you are spending on going to fetch water. If there is no water, return back to Liberty Stadium. If there's wherever there is water, carry. After all, what is in that? From what we are seeing now, what is too precious here that you cannot move again? Because of the bowl that they did at this Matarawaje. What's the value of the bowl? If when you enter the bowl, you can't see a green grass. No, what's the beauty of it? Because His Excellency, I'm sure the governor is there now saying no.
No, the governor will not be happy.
If that money is released, I want us to look at 5 billion naira.
No,
and you said that's exactly where I'm going. People should be thrown to jail by now. By now, they should be burgling people's house and be carrying them. But before you said just go. And they should be recording them. They want to go number 3 now. Because it's an embarrassment that we mention billion on a stadium that if half a billion, that's 500 million naira. And this thing is so expensive. Once you do this thing once, this thing will see me here. Once you pass the pipe once, to maintain the field weekly doesn't cost you 10 million naira.
Wow.
No,
the plumber.
See, you're making it exactly sounding like this is one of the excuses these guys got away with. You'll be like, he doesn't know what he's saying. We are building houses. People are building houses and we're coming up with a very good structure.
Stadiums are really expensive with that.
Don't say stadiums are expensive. We are not building stadium. We're talking about maintaining stadium.
Well,
is it 100 million naira?
Money now.
We're talking about 1 billion, 500 million naira.
He's telling you that 500 million to get all of these pipes.
Get all these pipes and this proper stadium.
But renovating it properly to a very good standard. Even
now, are you telling me that this stadium has seen 1 billion naira in the last 10 years?
No.
Let them go and bring the paper of the things. And let's call every contractor. You know somewhere. Let's trace every paper. You will see that eventually it's only 150 million naira that get to this thing. It will shock you. Money has entered different places, and eventually these are the kind of embarrassment we talk about. Hey, you know, how much are they seeing from all these things that they are bringing shame to their own selves?
If the governor doesn't act on this, I'm sorry, people will see him as being
it doesn't make sense.
Affect the momentum of the guys.
Yes, now
let's see. One of the things
that is already climbing up.
One of the things that helps this team is the fan base. The sudden rise of the Oyo State fan base.
And it's so very annoying.
Everybody. Now, how many people will be willing to go to Mobolaji just
and the places you are taking them, they have maybe a very good time. They have rival.
They even have the home spirit that they used to win some of the games. Most of the games they win at home now.
It's going to affect the guys.
It's going to really affect.
They need to actually call the guys who are in charge of these things. Enough, they should step some things up in Nigeria. Seriously, people should be going to jail for wasting people's money.
That's one of the things
people should be, and when you want to take them to jail, enough of all this backdoor jail. Let them be embarrassed. So that those who want to even contest for office, we say,
see them openly.
See them openly. In somebody, they will tell those of their kids that we know that they are not billing no wonder you change your car, so it's your amount that you already spending. No, because it's really beneath Nigeria by now.
It's crazy.
It's beneath Nigeria.
Really crazy. Well, we wait to see what the state government will do, because Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde is on you now. Because if you don't act, people will.
The governor must do everything.
People will tell me something else.
This is the video I saw. So the guy stood on the very far from the pitch, and then he was sending this.
This was when the pitch was just made, not.
It's still the same state. He's just far from the pitch. The man is just he's standing like the 7 to 10 rule. Before you even get to the track.
It's very far now.
It's very far. He's standing 7 to 10 rule.
That's one confusion.
When you get to the track,
that's what That's what confusion the pitch is giving us now. If you start from afar, it can give you green.
It will give you green.
You get close, it give you orange. Yes, you get close again, you can see.
You move this far. This we talk about. This guy is moving like about 100 meters away. Because this is track. This is the dugout. This is like we can still count like 10 feet. 10 feet.
You can still see brown.
And if you can see brown from 100 meters away, that field is done. It's not a pitch.
So Engineer Seyi Makinde, please, is on you, sir.
Go move your camera, go to that grass.
On you, and if you don't act, people will think you are also culpable. They will think you are one of those people who made them to do a shoddy job.
I know by now.
Engineer Seyi Makinde is on you now. We've said our own. Please do the right thing, sir. God bless you, because we need to hear who and who have been taken up concerning this. Daniel said we should be picking them like criminals. Let's pick them.
Let's train their face.
Anyway, the Nigerian Football Federation has reduced the Remo Stars home ban to 5 matches following an appeal against sanctions imposed by the NPFL overcrowd disturbance during their fixtures against the Ikorodu City in a statement issued after a disciplinary committee meeting held on Tuesday, the Federation confirmed just yesterday night that while several financial penalties were upheld, the ordering required Remo Stars to play all their own matches away from Ikene had been reviewed. Why would they not review it? The same stadium they said they should play is where we have
exactly.
This is where
Tell them to pack off.
So where will they play? So they have to return them to where because this is where they actually banned them to. So they cannot ban it there.
And they are midnight.
They are shenanigans.
Oh, midnight. Yes. Now I just remember now.
Yes, banning them here.
Someone actually banning somebody to come here.
Yeah. Now the landlords have been banished. So where do you now want the tenant?
You are like that good. What a joke.
We play too much. God help us. Terry Murphy finally has gotten a leave. The OGC Miss fans were looking for the boys to finish them. In fact, they said they used to go meet them even at training camp. That we'll deal with you guys. So the players started saying we want to run away from our life. So he's gotten moved away from OGC Miss. He's gotten moved to FC Porto now on loan. And the good news is that FC Porto have agreed to buy him 30 million euros at the end of, 8 million at the end of the season.
I was going to say
8 million, sorry.
No, 8
million if he actually does well. But now he's a member of FC Porto team. So he's with Zaidu Samson now, right?
Yeah. Zaidu Samson. But I'm happy for him, honestly, because how he was treated at OGC Nice was, I don't know if it's racism because he and Jeremy Boga.
Yeah, he got them injured.
They got them injured. In fact, they had to be banished from the team for a while because the fans did not want them.
For them.
Yes, they didn't want them. They didn't want to see them at all. And he was really fantastic for OG Nice because he scored double figure. Well, one of the things to talk about is his relationship with the current manager of Porto, because it's the man that helped him to finalize that move. That's why it's always good for these players to have good relationship with some of these managers, because now after all of these difficult spell, now he's probably comfortable. He's going to be comfortable because Porto is still a prominent side in the Portuguese league, right there. So he can always showcase himself, and maybe we're going to see Terry Murphy back to the Super Eagles squad. But for now, I think it's all about therapy. He should just settle in first because he's not played football for a long time. Yeah. So he should try to train more before even thinking about scoring goals, because I know that all of those psychology during this last incidents with OGC Nice, because the fans felt like he was celebrating even when they lost the game. But meanwhile, we were just doing the proper thing, just to give handshake to the opponents right there. So for Terry Murphy, I'm happy for him, because not every player we usually will get that move just immediately. January transfer, we always know it to be very, very quick and fast. So for a player to get a move, even Jeremy Boga is still languishing. Yeah. And this is just 2 days more to the end of transfer, so he should be able
to. If you don't get it tomorrow, next, it's gone.
It's gone. So for this man, Terry Murphy, I'm happy for him. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the news. Terry Murphy is happy for him, according to the Sports Bam Bam. Okay, anyway, quickly before we begin to lead the home front, and we understand that MPFL, in their another midnight decision, has also banished Niger Tornadoes from the Bako Kontagora Stadium in Minna. The league body stated that the venue is unfit to host big matches following recent guidelines on broadcast and TV rights requirement. Of course, Tornadoes have been asked to adopt either the Rashidi Yekini Novo Stadium in Ilorin or the New George Stadium. They also said that stadium is not good enough. Now they've seen them too. Same thing.
I'm expecting that. I think that should be the new revival now.
And now there was a stadium we've also been talking about all this while, Numa Township Stadium. That one too is terrible.
So
what they will say about
hopefully the MPFL will go back on break, because I was expecting that when they had the last break, some of the things they would do will be some of their stadiums that needs to be watered and vacated from, so that the stadium can rest and and grass will grow up. We will look into, and maybe investors as well will see these opportunities to come in, because some of the things that helps the foreign teams will watch the elite football is the pitch is given to contractors to manage.
Exactly.
It's not all that is taken. We know that it's your stadium, but give it to people that will manage it for you.
Yes, now you cannot.
Just say if you also A and B contractors, let them come. This 3SC stadium, they are the one that people will be calling now, because every region, if you sign a 5-year deal with them, you can sign that deal, and part of the deal can be that to subsidize the deal, you can take their logo or something like that. So you get put it in the stadium. It's easy. No,
I love the fact that Daniel is saying Brad, but I'm thinking about it. Which brand will bring his stuff here?
I mean, I'm just saying, there are a lot of people now. There are a lot of people now. There are a lot of people who are seeing this opportunity now. If I have the capacity, if I have that kind of company, I will go and make them that, okay, I can release you of this burden. We can manage this grass for you guys. It's just the grass. You don't need to manage the chairs or anything. If the grass is green, nobody cares about where the fan sits down.
Of course.
The players, as long as the ball is not bouncing anywhere and the place they're sitting is comfortable enough, nobody will look at it. But we're talking because of the grass, not because of the chairs.
It's the grass that
It's just the grass. Yeah. It's because there are holes here, there are holes there. But those who are the ones managing it, they are getting money. They will come to the field every game. At half time, you see them send their workers to the field. Put the grass that has been pulled off back, water it at halftime. That's how meticulous they are about it. But this one is only one department in the office of the, they don't care.
One of the things,
they collect their salary.
One of the things we should also, I think we need to watch in this part of the world is for us to be using stadiums, pitches where they play football matches for events.
Yeah.
It destroys the pitches. See, we have in Real Madrid now, we have 3 layers.
Yes, I was going to say that.
If you want to do event, there's the one they will leave for you. If you want to play football, that's when the Bernabeu itself will come out. If you want to do another thing, there's another layer.
Yeah.
So that's what the stadiums around the world, that's what they do now. But in Nigeria here, you see, there was a state event recently at that was the PDP convention now, I remember. The PDP, maybe that was what even destroyed the pitch.
It's even a lot of activities that have been going with the Oyo
at 50.
And those ones too. So and maybe campaign in 30, but
using pitches for campaigns for PDP, for political rallies. It's not, you destroy the pitches for the footballers. You will.
Because many people don't understand what it means to play on the pitch. If it's a campaign, some of these people are maybe not sportish.
No, they are not. They don't. You see the women there.
How are we going to see?
You know the kind of shoes. You know the kind of shoes the women wear. All those their heels, their shoes.
Olabisi don't.
You know the kind of Olabisi are there.
They have to Olabisi. Move on this stadium. But when you talk to them, they will tell you that you have sports in the States because of what we do here. If there is no politics, can there be a government? That's what they will say. Weak argument. They're just saying that what you have suffered to build, don't destroy it.
It's nonsense.
There are a lot of open grounds they can use for rally and all of that. But what is up? Now imagine the first time we enjoyed having the golden, the falconets around. And we are hoping from there we'll step up. You said we had the news that the governor asked NFL that what will it take us to hold Super Eagles one day? But now the dream is like 7 years from now. It doesn't look like it's going to ever happen.
Exactly.
Because with this kind of report against them, so we can dwell on this all long because it's our own.
It is, and
we can't speak about the pitch of Chelsea or Man United like this.
Painful.
We also want to have good weekends when we go to watch 3
Most definitely. Okay, before we leave this segment and get into the Bet Naija segment, Senegalese coach Papa Bonafor has urged fans to stop organizing fundraisers in his name following sanctions imposed by the Confederation of African Football after the AFCON final. Because the story making around is that they've been doing a GoFundMe for the man so that his ban and his fine can be paid for by the guys. That's what they are doing. GoFundMe.
By ordinary people.
Yeah, no, they are doing.
Let's say by ordinary people. Don't be shocked if you see your face online tomorrow and nobody is doing anything.
Exactly, man. So I say I don't do this in my name. I mean, I don't need it.
It happens once he is a national hero, and that will always happen. The most important thing is what he has done now, coming out to debunk it and to, of course, educate people to know that he's not in that kind of business. It will always happen. We know how many times you get messages, Davido is doing this one, federal government is giving this grant. So people always like to, buy into what's trending in the moment to coin something out that will get people's attention and, eventually defraud them. So it's good that he's coming out to do that. We're making him also to be very careful because one of the things that happen to popular people is stuff like this.
Exactly.
You always have to be careful, watch everywhere and see where they're using your name or something.
A total of $615,000 in total for Senegal. They are banned. I mean they are fined. The fine they got $615. They want $10 million. $10 million.
We just say
they have so we just take 6:15 out of the money. It's like money na water now. So that's what it is. Okay, let's quickly, before we leave this stage, and let's quickly talk about Rivers United. Yes, they have an opportunity to see redemption in the CAF Champions League this weekend. Let's see what can happen because they are playing the guys who they played the other week. Yeah. The guys from Zambia, right?
Yes, Power Dynamos.
Yes, Power Dynamos. Can they do anything? According to the guys from Power Dynamos, they want to come here and show Rivers United what they can do.
Yeah, for Rivers United, this is where they can actually show dominance because I feel like amongst all the three teams, RS Bakeni, Pyramids, and Power Dynamos, for me, Power Dynamos are the ones that at least Rivers United should be able to get 1 point or even all 3 points because RS Bakeni, I saw the last game, they didn't find it easy at the Rivers United because it took them the late hours to score 2 goals, and against Pyramid, it was in the second half that they scored all 3 goals. The first half they were able to keep the boys at edge. So for me, Rivers United at home should be able to get points. I know for both of them, Power Dynamos and the Rivers United, they are both going home because there's nothing they can do. Those 2 guns, if they play again today, they get 1 point.
Is your opinion?
Yes, because both of them now they are playing again. They played last time, they played 1-0. If they play again, I'm sure it's going to be 1-1
again.
8 points. Then they will face Rivers United or Power Dynamos. Both of them can't hold them. Home and away. Rivers United cannot defeat any of those 2 sides. So where do they want to get 6 points?
Has been saying this. Anyway, MC Algiers in other games will be playing Saint Etoile Popo. That will be tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow too is when Rivers United will be playing at 5 p.m. Against Power Dynamos in Uyo. Pyramids will host RS Bakeni tomorrow as well. And of course, Simba will host Esperance Tunis tomorrow at 2 p.m. Today for the game going down, ES4 taking on GS Kabili, Petro de Luanda taking on Stade Malien, and Young Africans have just the game between Young Africans and Al Ahly have just been concluded. It ended 1-1. Then yesterday Al Hilal defeated Mamelodi Sundowns 2-1. That's the way it's going to be going down in the CAF Champions League. Let's have a breather so that we can return to let's take the segment where we have a Bet Naija segment of sponsorship, and when we return we'll be looking at all of the actions, MPFL and of course EPL and all others. Keep it up right here. The guys are with me, Bam Bam Sports here, and my name is Pretty. Let's have a breather for the Bet Naija segment of the show.
Station Melody 100.7 FM. From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m.
That's right. Welcome. This is Complete Sport and the Bet Naija segment of the show. This beautiful Saturday, the very last in the month of January. Thank you very, very much for joining in. And of course, on the Bet Naija segment of the show, every time we bring you some very beautiful things to talk about. And we also ask you to give a prediction of some of the games that are happening here and there for the weekend. So where are we going this beautiful day? We want to still maintain what we've been talking about in your state in Ibadan. Talking about the ban of the banishment of Shooting Stars away from the Lagos Salami Stadium due to the poor pitch condition. So we're asking you this evening, who do you think is to be blamed for this? Some people are saying even NFF are not trying. They are the ones in charge of all of these inspections. Didn't they inspect these pitch before now? While others are saying, no, MPFL should be the ones to be blamed because we've seen this thing in all of the matches that have been played before now. You even had Bam Bam and Sportsia talk about that. While others are saying, no, don't blame NFF, don't blame MPFL, blame the FA in Ibadan. Others are saying, no, don't blame FA, blame the state government. Others say, no, blame Shooting Stars management. Who would you push a blame to this beautiful day on the Sports Nigeria segment of the show, Bet Nigeria segment? What do you have to say concerning this? Who are you to blame if you want to blame anyone concerning this? As the Shooting Stars have been banished to be playing their game elsewhere. We look through what is in this and much more. And of course, therefore, now the game to be predicted today. We do not have much serious and much game like that, but we can look at the Chelsea West Ham game, which is a London derby. Why I'm picking this game is because Rosenau, the coach of Chelsea, says it's an important game for him. It's the most important game. I don't know what he saw about that. We'll be looking through that the other side when we get to the action attraction. He says it's an important, very, very important game for his team. Chelsea West Ham. It's a London derby and the game is coming down tonight at 6:30. So what's your prediction concerning that game? What do you think will be the scoreline of that game? That's where we're going this evening. So welcome to the show. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest, and this segment of the show is sponsored by Nigeria's number one Bet Naija. They've been doing this for over 10 years and it keeps going and going and keeping getting better. We thank them for coming through and supporting this segment of the show every Saturday. Let's take a word, a message from them. We will be back after this message from Bet Naija. From a work for passion, now to Nigeria's number one.
You want to make correct leader for this game. Now the person will be the first to play, or the person will say when they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija don dey run things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, Mono, Bet Book, plus including odds. We no get mates on top more than 300,000 live matches them. This game will be Jerry Matao. You dey play to win big. That's the one Bet Naija, the Nigeria number one. Look for places where never reach Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number one.
Thank you so much, truly Nigeria's number one Bet Naija, and they always be with us every time. They sponsor this segment of the show for 15 minutes. And they've given us their word. They're coming for more on this show and even for more on this radio station. Bet Naija, Nigeria's really number one. For you to be part of Bet Naija, you must be 2 years old. And you can hit them up on the website www.betnaija.com www.betnaija.com, and of course you can also hit them on all socials at Bet Naija Official. At Bet Naija Official, that's where you can hit them on all socials. You can check out their products and services and everything they have there for you. Plenty games, over 300,000 that they have there for you. Of course, they have the best of odds that you can think of in Nigeria. No one comes close when it comes to this business of betting in this part of the world. So Bet Naija sponsoring this as part of the show every Saturday. Once again, when you call in this beautiful day, who will let us know? Who do you think is to blame for the pitch situation? The situation of the pitch at the Lagos Salami Stadium in Ibadan, which has now made MPFL to banish Shooting Stars to Abeokuta or Lagos. So they have to choose one, whether Abeokuta or Lagos. They will choose where they will play, whether they will choose Mobology Johnson Arena in Onika, or they will choose the MK Abiola Sports Arena in Abeokuta. We'll be taking your calls very shortly and your opinion. And of course, you also predict Chelsea West Ham. Where do you think the game will swing to? Chelsea West Ham. Who will win? Who will lose? And what will be your score line? We'll take you on 0702-520-1007, 0702-520-1007, and 0705-507-1007, 0705-507-1007. We'll get to that in a jiffy, but let's have another word from our sponsor so that we can now come back and start taking your calls and your messages. It is Bet Naija segment of the show sponsored by Bet Naija.
Àbí ẹni tó ṣe ọ̀tọ̀ léraléra. Fún ọdún mẹ́wàá ó ní Bet Naija ti ń ṣaṣíwájú pẹ̀lú àwọn ògbóǹtarìgì bíi Bet Builder, Bet Freezer, One-Up Bet Book àti àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdánilójú lórí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọ̀ọ́dúnrún eré bọ́ọ̀lù. Ẹ̀ tayò fún ìgbádùn nìkan, ẹ̀ ń tayò láti jẹ̀gbádùn ńlá. Ìdí nìyí tí Bet Naija ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kì í ṣe fún ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó ti gbẹ̀rún ọdún méjìdínlógún. Bet Naija àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà.
Alright, thank you very, very much for Bet Naija, first in Nigeria. Let's take your calls now on 0702-520-1007, 0705-507-1007. When you call, tell us who you think is to be blamed for all of the shenanigans, the pitch wahala, the trouble with Lagos Salami Stadium, the pitch there. Who do you think is to get the blame? And what is your scoreline, Chelsea West Ham? 0702-520-1007. We'll go to the call now at 0705-507-1007. What is your view concerning all of this today? And let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Okay. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, are you there? Okay, let's use this one. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome. Your name and location.
Yeah. My name is...
Your name is? Hello? Hello? Well, you have to try to call back. I just said my name is I didn't hear any of that thing again. Did you say Aki? Oh, I didn't guess it. Please try again. And let's hear you. 0702-520-1007. 0705-507-1007. Bet Naija sponsors this segment of the show every Saturday. Of course, you can hit them off. www.betnaija.com. www.betnaija.com. And of course, at Bet Naija Officials on all socials. At Bet Naija Officials and all socials. You must be team here before you can have stake in the activities of Bet Naija. Okay? So we are looking through who is to get the blame for the situation of the pitch at the Lincoln Salami Stadium. And tell us, Chelsea West Ham, what is your scoreline? Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, welcome.
It's Joel from Djibouti.
Joel, it's good to have you. Let's hear you.
Yes, sir. At the first game, we should blame NFF.
NFF, why?
Yes, and they blame the state government as well. They should at least maintain it. Because from here now, they can generate revenue from it. So
it's a state stadium now. So when you say blame NFF, the stadium belongs to state.
NFF because they are the one moving to state it first.
Okay.
Secondly, we blame the state government as a whole. So I expect them to maintain it very well.
Okay, Joel, Chelsea West Ham.
Chelsea to win 2-1.
2-1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Joel. We'll definitely get you your money if you are the one that get the prediction Chelsea 2-1 West Ham. All right. 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. Hello, good evening. Hello, are you there? Hello? Okay. Let's, that one isn't working. Okay, he said NFL should be blamed, and of course they will blame the state government as well because they spend the money. They should give it proper monitoring. NFL, they're in charge of football in Nigeria. They should give it proper monitoring as well. That's according to Joel from Liberty. What's your own view this beautiful evening? It is the Bet Naija segment of the show. Let's quickly have this breather again. When we return, we will concentrate on more because they will check your messages as well. For those who are sending messages, we also get your message across right now. Bet Naija, of course.
Ṣé àgbà nínú eré ṣé ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni àbí ẹni tó ṣe lọ́tọ̀ léraléra. Fún ọdún mẹ́wàá ó ní Bet Naija ti ń ṣaṣíwájú pẹ̀lú àwọn ògbóǹtarìgì bíi Bet Builder, Bet Freezer, One-Up Bet Boom àti àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdánilójú lórí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà lórí eré bọ́ọ̀lù. Ẹ̀ tayò fún ìgbádùn nìkan, ẹ̀ ń tayò láti jẹ̀gbádùn ńlá. Ìdí nìyí tí Bet Naija ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kì í ṣe fún ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó ti gbẹ̀wọ̀n ọdún méjìdínlógún. Bet Naija àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà.
Most definitely the first in Nigeria. Nigeria's number one. That is what it is. Bet Naija this beautiful day. Right, let's quickly 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. Let's check out your messages as well before we begin to wrap up the segment of the show so that we can go to the action attraction segment of the show. Okay, but let's see the calls first. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome.
Yes, sir. I'm Tony from Arulogo, Ojo.
Okay, Tony from Arulogo, it's good to have you.
Yes, sir. The state is to be blamed. They lack maintenance culture.
The state.
Likewise, the NFF too, they have their own blame too. At least they're supposed to have checked that stadium before approving the league to start started.
Okay, Tony. All right, what's your Chelsea West Ham? What's your prediction?
Chelsea 3, West Ham 1.
Wow. Chelsea 3, West Ham 1. That's what Tony is saying. Tony from Arulogo. All right, thank you, Tony.
Yes.
All right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes.
Your name?
My name is Otbed from Awota.
I didn't get your name, sir.
My name is David from Awota.
Okay, David from Awota. Okay. All right. Who's to blame?
I guess the state government should be blamed for lack of maintenance and overview of the stadium pitch. And also NFF also shares the blame for no proper supervision actually.
Okay, the state and NFF.
Yes.
Okay. What's your prediction, Tony? From Awota, right?
Yeah, David from
Oh,
Awota.
sorry, David.
Yes.
Okay.
I Chelsea to win 2-0.
2-0 to Chelsea. Okay, 2-0 to Chelsea. All right. Thank you, David. Welcome. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can take one or two more calls before we wrap up this segment of the show this evening. 0702-520-1007, 0705-507-1007. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Okay, let me quickly read your messages that you sent in. Yes, and this one says, good evening, the finest. I think NFF has a portion of the blame as well as the state government. You have spent such an amount of money, you did not monitor the stadium, to see how the pitches and every other thing are being maintained. I think it's not good enough for a state that spends such an amount of money. Taxpayers' money just being spent anyhow. See, your name is John, yes, from Akobo. So my prediction is Chelsea 3, West Ham 2. Okay, thank you. And this one says, who else are you going to blame? Is it not supposed to be the state that spent the money? If you spend such an amount of money, you should look after your investment. They didn't look after the investment. Maybe they didn't see it as an investment. It's a big shame to us that we are being disgraced like this from the Four Corners now to the Shooting Stars Football Club. It's not a good one. So your name is Wumi from Ologunweru, you wrote here. All right. Thank you. Let's wrap it up this evening on this segment of the show, the Bet Naija segment. It makes a return next week, of course, as always. Quickly, this one, Henry Adenka says the overuse of Adama Sigba for non-sporting events such as crusade and political campaigns damages the pitch. The situation is unacceptable in Europe. He says, how are the stadiums? The thing is happening. Okay, I say European countries where football fields are not utilized for such purposes, which is quite unfortunate. He said, where are the stadiums? How can we refer to ourselves as a giant when we are achieving nothing? It is truly shameful, disgraceful, disheartening, and discouraging. Very sad one, I tell you. Everyone is talking about this issue. All right, thank you. We'll read more of your messages very shortly concerning all of the things you sent to us. But let's end the Bet Naija segment of the show this evening. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Bet Naija. We'll be back again next Saturday for more. Let's have a breather now. When we return, we go to the action attraction, all of the league actions all around the world. Keep it locked right here. My name is Pretty, the finest.
For this game, the person will be the first to play, or the person will say, when they control the